Yeah, hi, good evening, everyone. So today is very special day because we have another amazing guest speaker with us, who is Nivedan Nempe, who is CEO of Areka Tea. Apart from that, we also had Dr. Ashwini, who is from IEEE Young Professionals, who is chair of IEEE Young Professionals of Bangalore section. So I've specially invited her because she was the main connect who connected me to the famous Nivedan, I would say, of Areka Tea. And I request Ashwini to introduce our guest speaker. We don't need any introduction of his, but let's do that formality of introducing Nivedan, and then we'll start off with some discussions with Nivedan, and we'll learn a lot of things about what are the best things we got from him. So over to you, Dr. Ashwini.
Yeah. So good evening, everyone. I know it's very exciting to have our guest for today. It's Mr. Nivedan Nimpe. To tell you, like most of you would have seen him somewhere in social media, or you would have also seen him on television and a lot of places. You would have heard about him. But just a formal introduction about him. Mr. Nivedan Nimpe is from Mantagadde. He was born and brought up there, and it's a village near Tirthalli, Shimoga district, Karnataka. And he's completed his schooling at government school at Mandagadde, and also later he pursued his pharmacy in National Education Society, Shimoga. Later, he also did his master's in manufacture and management technology in Melbourne University, Australia. So after completing his master's, 2 years, he worked as business development consultant for an Australian company, and also traveled around countries like New Zealand, Singapore, Bangkok, Hong Kong, UAE, for completing many projects. So he is basically from a farmer family, but later he faced many difficulty in his childhood. He also knew the difficulty faced by Indian farmers. So he had a dream of helping farmers. So he just kept that dream alive. And later at 2013, he started his own company named Mystic Aromatics, which is a perfume blending company. And after this, during 2014, he came up with scented visiting cards. And also, it was a new innovation or idea, I can say, which gave a new dimension to his company. And now it's Mystic Aromatics is the only company who does the perfume printing in India, and also which holds perfume for more than a year. That's amazing. And he also added many other products like paper air fresheners, and they were all like from recycled papers, and which were very less cost, and it's even better than all Chinese companies what they give. So he's also been an authorized supplier for companies like Toyota, Tata Cars, Hyundai Cars, and etc. And he's also with a few other new innovative products, and which are a concept of like many people would really love to have it, something called as Areka tea. And it's not only the medicine for disease, but also is known for irreversible disease in the world. And he's recently come up with Areka shampoo also. So the products are really doing very good. And to name, he's also got few awards in his list. So I mean, too many to name, but the main awards I would like to mention: Make in India Excellence Award during 2015 from Government of India. It's a national award. Innovative Product of the Year, All India Technical Management Council National Award. Innovative Entrepreneur of 2017 from IIPM. Best Agro Food Startup Award in 2019, Horticulture Product during 2018-19, Chamber of Commerce Businessman of the Year 2016, Rotary Person of the Year, Karnataka Vishwa Kannada Kanmani Award in 2019, Food Legend, Krishi Seva Award, prestigious brand of India, Silicon Business Magazine, Best Tea Coffee Brand Award, and yeah, to name lots more and more. Like he has even KACT Technological Award, and I can say he is the best entrepreneur with at least a company which has a rotation of 600 crores, and is doing an awesome work and helping the farmers in and around. And believe me, even today, he stays in his own farmland, and he also works in his farm with all his people around. A simple man, down to earth person, and more to tell. He's just, I mean, he's so we can just approach him in any way. Such a great person. I would have never met so somebody like this. And you would have seen even with the shows with Mr. Ramesh, that is Weekend with Ramesh. So he was also invited as one of the eminent person there, and he had a lot of chat with him. So people would have even seen him over the TV shows. So over to you, Mr. Nivedan.
Thank you so much for the introduction. Um, Good evening, everyone. So basically, I stay in a village, and just to show the world that everything is possible, even if you stay in a village, also you can do a lot of business. And yeah, I have employed almost uh, probably around 300 people, and they work for me in metros, and I stay in a village. So I never go to Bangalore. Once in a month, I'll go to Bangalore and I'll complete my job and I'll come back and I stay here. So, and I'm very proud that I have employed 3 foreigners in India, and that's what made me very proud about being a company which headquartered in village and employed 3 foreigners. So that's make me really proud that we always wanted to go to a foreign country and work for the other country, and so that was that's the thought when I was in Australia. Then I thought why can't we reverse the condition in India? So it in that particular time it was like a mad dream, but when it happened really, then I feel really proud about it. So all the thing, the why people think that how it become the company become famous and money making company and everything. So all the whatever we do, it is all based on the innovations. So thinking on a product into new dimension, that makes really successful. So when I'll give an example how my company become 2013 I started a company. So 2013 I started, and in between 2014 and 15 my company was completely gone into zero. So and it is completely zero. I lost my money, I lost everything. So I invested some money into the business and I lost it. And one day that the really it has changed my entire concept about business. So one day I went to a company where I wanted to present my perfume industry about perfumes, and because we were doing the organic perfume blending. So I wanted to introduce that perfume to that company, and I was waiting for him. And you know on that particular time, you can consider 2015, I believe 2014 end. So in that particular time there was no WhatsApp, nothing. So we used to give a business card, centered business card. So I given my business card to that the person who is the general manager of the company, and he was in front of me. He was folding my business card. So one thought, like I got an I got ashamed that I don't have any value. I don't have value of my business card because he is folding in front of me. So then I was in that particular time I was not having car also, so I was traveling by bus, and I was having a time of 4 hours to think. So I sat in my bus, and I was thinking that what best we can do, because people should keep my business card, so then they will think about me. So that is a thought, motivated me. And one thing why I realized this thing, it is not only for me, it is for everyone. Everyone who has a startup company might be facing the same problem. So that made me to think about some innovation. So I came back home and I started innovating some new innovation in a business card segment. So that's what we have after 6 months of work. So we have made an business card that's can be printed by perfumery technology. So we have a patent for that, in fact. So it is called perfumery printing technology. So where if we print a business card which holds perfume for even more than 2 years. So that's what we have developed technology, and that has made really a new dimension of my company. It has given a breakthrough of company. So now from that day onwards, we never turned back. So then we went into paper air freshener industries, and we started from supplying to small garage. Now we are India's one of the largest paper air freshener manufacturer. And after COVID, we got a good opportunity because we are supplying all over the world, because Chinese companies are, the world is not accepting the Chinese product. So we got a good opportunity now. So that's how we started. All the concept is new innovations. So paper air freshener, also new innovations, and we made completely using the recycled paper. and eco-friendly printing technology, like we use vegetative ink, and such innovations we made, and it became a super hit product. And in 2016 we launched Areca tea. Areca tea also a different concept, because uh, areca nut is only used for, till now, areca nut is used only for gutka manufacturing, which is really bad thing. So, and I thought, why can't we use this as a for the new product, which is why can't we give a new dimension of the to the areca nut? So for that we started innovation of new product from areca nut. And 2016 we launched a product called Areca tea. And yeah, initial days, it was very very difficult for us, because it was new product to the world, and no one has seen the product, no one has tasted it, and a lot of review was given to the product. And we have corrected all the feedbacks given by the customers. And yeah, now we are almost exporting it to 14 countries, and it become one of the fastest growing product now. And it has been awarded also as prestigious brand of India from an international company, international organization. So that's how all what we do is a little bit change of the thinking. So whoever they stop thinking, we start from there. So that's what all our company has created it. Now we are into, now what we do is, we are only into making a formulations. We develop a product, we develop technology, and we sell it to the company. So that's what we do majorly now. So this is what my story about. So because I just doesn't want to drag this, because most of the people know about my thing, and people know about my story, and it is kind of a boring thing. So let's come into the probably it's better to start a discussion. Is that okay?
Yeah. I think it was a great introduction where from your end, if you tell your experience, it's more nice. So we all would like to know, would you ever even thought that you would, I mean, at the age even before 30, you turned 30, you had your own company. So would you even had dreamt about this when you were young, maybe during your
Uh,
schooling or something?
Yes. Frankly speaking, during my college days, also I was very very clear about my my journey, because I wanted to become a businessman. That's what my dream was, in fact. So slowly, frankly speaking, after completing my graduation, I didn't register my degree certificate also, because I was very very clear, if I do register degree certificate, then I have to go to industry, and then I have to go, get into the job. Nothing. I doesn't want it to. And yeah, I had a dream. I was always a big dreamer. In fact, I was sharing my thing to my friends that I want to get a BMW before age of 30. And to get a BMW, I wanted to start a company. And and I got my dream, in fact. So before 30, I got my BMW. And yeah, that's what I always have a big dream.
That's nice. I mean, it's so motivating that having a dream and reaching your goal at even the point whenever you thought, it's a kind of a success in your life, I can feel. And we want to know, like, what made you think to go abroad? Like, you had a lot of degrees from abroad, you had a lot of opportunities going and visiting other countries. So, how did you approach going there, or how exactly you got connected going abroad and learning things?
No, actually, in my college days also, I was doing a lot of research work. Like a paper, it was a coincidence. I went to Australia because my in our family condition was not that good. Even we were in a very very poor condition, so we were not able to pay a fees also. Uh, in a to I think in final year degree, I had given a paper presentation in international conference, where I got an opportunity to go to Australia and get my post graduation. So that's why I went to Australia. So I completed my post graduation, and I joined a job there as a business development consultant. But I was not happy, because my dream was to become a businessman. So, and that's really made me to think again. And one day I decided, and I'll go back to India and start something. That's the reason I came back.
That's nice. What do you think the quality of a good entrepreneur is?
uh, it's dreaming. You should always have a big dream, and persistence and hard work.
No, one interesting question I have for Nivedan is that um, I am from village and I am into farming. That's what is the primary work of a villager or a farmer in the village. So I get to know you are from poor family with the dialogues what we had till now. And what is that kind of encouragement you got from the family, your family members, maybe your entire village? And is it something really big which you dreamed and you achieved it? Is it possible for everyone, or you have something very special powers that you have reached to this level?
No, no, no. Everyone, I'll tell you, the God has given everyone the same brain capacity. Only thing with how much confidence you have in yourself, that's what really makes to achieve it. And that's what it's really important. Um, I'm really sorry. It's heavily raining here. It's a lot of disturbance. Yeah. So, so that's what actually, from my family background, like, my family was really supporting me that, my mom was supporting me because my mom was always, caring me about my business and everything. So that's really helped me a lot. And in that particular time, uh, present wife was my girlfriend. So she was also supported me. And so now that's what there is a back end from the family was really good for me. And one thing I was very I'm very confident about myself that, and I will definitely going to achieve my life dreams.
Yeah, maybe this will be the last question. Then there are a lot of questions from the audience, I hope, I suppose, and I want them to ask. So the last question which I had was, um, do you think you would have done some mistake? I'm sure all entrepreneurs, all of us, we have done multiple mistakes and we have raised to this level. Do you think there is any important mistake which you did and you learned from that and you rectified it?
Yeah, I did a lot of mistakes. Every business I made a mistakes. The only one thing I did is I sat back and I corrected that mistakes. So every business, I'll tell you, every business I made a mistake. So especially when, even I'll tell you, paper air fresheners. So we launched into the market in our brand. It was not able to, we were not able to get the market. And then I realized that, and I sat back and started, realized what mistake I made, where I could not able to achieve the market. So then I realized it, it is very difficult to compete with the big brand. So then we started manufacturing for the local car garages and customized products, so that we become a successful product. Areca tea was also not a successful product in 2016, and it was the lot of mistakes we made, like taste, like flavors, and so many mistakes. And we have corrected ourselves by getting a feedback from the customers. So we all make mistakes, but the thing is whether we can able to correct it and rectify it, that's really important. And for that, you should understand that you're not a perfectionist, and we should accept every feedback in a positive manner. Don't think that I'm a great person, my ideas is perfect, nothing like that. You should accept the feedback from the customers, or the suggestion givers. Take it positively.
Yeah, that's great. So we have questions coming from our students. So yeah, students, I want to remind you, if you have any questions, maybe you can raise your hand, I'll unmute you, or you can type it in the chat window. So I have first question. Is it safe taking risk to start your own business, even though your family financial situation is not stable?
Hello? Yeah.
Yeah, is it safe taking risk to start your own business even though your financial condition is not stable?
I believe that we always want to give a reasons to not to start a business. Okay. So believe me, I started business and I lost my complete money, and I was selling phenol to hotels. Okay, if you ask in Shimoga, there is a, the town is where I belong to is Shimoga. After lost my business, so I was selling phenol by riding a bicycle. So only hoping that I will achieve my dream. Okay, there is no colored job, uncolored job, nothing. So only about I was passionate about my business dreams. So yes, I took a risk, and without a risk, there is no life. And now what you are living every day is also life risk based.
Okay.
And don't give a reason. Don't give a reason. We always want to excuse us by giving a reasons.
Yeah, so I get to know reasons are something which is not for winners. Yeah. So how did you form your team in your company?
Okay. Team. My team is there. To be frankly, my team is not so much educated, but they have a more common sense. So my entire my personal manager is only did his BCom, and he handles everything, every business. So he has a more common sense and how to the manage a team, and it is. I don't do anything sort of a micromanagement. So I don't waste my time into micromanagement. So I have a trust on my team, and I trust everyone to the core. That's why I become a successful, I believe.
Great. So the next question we have is, what was your first product that was launched?
So my first product was aromatic candle.
Okay.
I completely lost. Second product is organic blended perfume. I lost, and I think I did lot of new products in line. I completely lost. The first product was aromatic candle.
Okay. So we have next question. How did you get the idea of starting paper refreshments? Exactly that idea. How did you get that? So what process you adapted? And
When we developed a perfumery business card, so then we thought like why can't we enter into the car segment, like a car segment? And that particular time, the Odonil was in the market. I think Odonil was in a boom. So we thought we will also come into the area like bathroom freshener and car fresheners. So we tried with a different material, in fact. So then one idea I got, when I was in Australia, I was seeing lot of new products and everything. So on that particular time, I have seen the car air fresheners, which is hanging in a mirror. That was made from the pure cotton. So then I wanted to do some innovation, which is comes in a cheaper cost. So what is a cheaper cost material? What we can get it in India is a rubbish, like waste paper. So we thought, why can't we use this a waste paper and add some sort of a cotton into it, and make it the absorbing material. Then anyway, we have developed a printing technology. We can print on it and we can sell it to the market. So we launched it as an EcoFresh, the brand name called EcoFresh. And as I said, we could not able to get the market, and we could not able to compete with the product like Odonil or something like that. Then I realized it that we cannot compete with the big product, where there is other market where there is a need of this product, which is the market. There's a car segmentation, the car market. So car market, then we went into the bigger showrooms, like the really big showrooms. uh, in that particular time, the showroom people was not responding to me, because I didn't had any business base. So then I went into, and there is a lot of hierarchy in the showrooms. Like you have to meet a sales manager, then you have to make a sales team people, and then you have to make a general manager, then you have to make an accessory manager. So many concepts. So then I wanted to get a person who is a decision maker. Then who is the decision maker in a car segment? Like then I got to know that the garage people, there's a small garage people who makes decision immediately. Then I went into a garage and I have presented this. This is can be done. This can be customized also. So and he made a decision. The first garage person, he made a decision immediately, and he said, "Okay, give me 100 pieces." That's how I jumped into paper air freshener successful business.
Okay, so we have a lot of questions coming, and the session is going more interesting as and when we pass the time. So the next question we have is it good to have friends as team in your startup?
Yes.
Okay. And the other question we have is, did you have domain? Did you know what domain you have to choose while you are doing it? While you chose this Areca tea or around that, whenever you formed your company, did you had the domain knowledge or you improved? I know you have pharmacy background, so how did
Yes.
that blend?
No, as per my thing, there is a two main thing. One, where is a problem, there is an opportunity. Where is a problem, there is an opportunity. That's for sure. You should understand this. If you want to start a business, then find a problem. Try to solve the problem. Then that should become a business of yours. So that's what the whole, my company works on that basis. Okay, we try to find a problem first. We never find a product. We try to find a problem and we try to resolve the problem. For the resolving, we either find a product or find a technology or sort of anything. So that we become a business model. So that's how every business should start. And the domain comes to how do you choose a domain. I am into every segmentation. Okay, so I'm into pharmacy background, but I learned how to design a product like Corel Draw or Photoshop, or I can build a online shop, like on a website, everything. So it is on learning. So there is nothing like it should. Only thing you should understand that if you learn anything, or if you want to learn everything, you should learn 100% about it.
Yeah, so another interesting question. So did you have a research team in the beginning or you invented your products on your own? So if you had team, how did you pay them and manage their...
No, I don't have any team. Till now, I don't have any team.
Okay,
I
you did
only
buy
person
everything
who
by
always
yourself.
thinks about it. Yes.
Okay.
I don't want disturbance in between.
Okay, another interesting question in this forum especially, do you think formal education, what you got, helped in developing the innovative solution for your product?
Yes. So I did my pharmacy because I wanted to become I wanted to understand the chemistry and the biology and Ayurvedic subjects. So this is why I selected pharmacy.
Okay, I'll take a couple of more questions. We are running out of time. So how did you research your primary target market and competitors, and when is the right time to bring the product out?
Okay. For me, I never think about competitors, because I always come into the new product where there is no competitor. So that's the one thing. And as I said, you're asking about the target audience. If you can, I always think, if you can solve the problem of a person, then they are the target audience.
Okay, so the next one we had was, as a businessman, should we concentrate on problem solving or money making or both?
Problem solving.
Okay.
If you
Money
can solve the problem, then definitely money will come to you.
Yeah, very true, very true. What helped more in your career? Things which you learned during your post-graduation or your experience in the company which you worked for?
No, experience by myself, by market, in fact.
Okay, so the last question, I guess. So if you didn't have a team, how were you able to come up with the new technology and design?
Sorry?
You didn't have a team. That's what you
Yes.
said in the previous
Yes.
question. So
Yes.
how were you able to come up with the new technology and the design and so on and so forth?
No, for my product, it's not a one-day innovation, a two-day innovation. It took around Areca tea 2013. I started innovation 2016. We launched the product. Okay. In between, it's all, it is not a one-day innovation. Innovation is not happen in overnight. It take long time, in fact.
Okay, so there was a lot of learning from your session, Nivedan. Especially some of the takeaways I would like to summarize is, first thing is, you need not worry what's your financial background or whether you're from urban or rural, you can become an entrepreneur. and not all engineers are eligible to entrepreneur. That was one of the notion which many of us have, that if I'm an engineer, then the possibility of me becoming a successful entrepreneur is high. But you are having a background of pharmacy, but still you became very successful entrepreneur. And dream, that's what is one more outcome of this, whatever discussions we had. And another one is go beyond your, whatever your boundary, think out of the box and try to put whatever is possible from your side. So thanks a lot, Nivedan. But I would like to give an opportunity to our students. If someone wants to say hi to Nivedan at this point of time, so you can just raise your hand. I'll unmute you and you can say hi and ask one or two questions. So anyone of you in the class? Okay, we have shy audience, I feel, but yeah, we have almost, yeah, Aman, you wanted to ask? Okay, Nivedan, there is one question. They're asking if they want to contact you, can you share your email ID if they have want to ask you something?
I think I should type in, right? You know, my name, Nivedan dot N-E-M-P-E, Nivedan dot Nempe @gmail.com. Okay, I don't know. I think I have written to someone. I'm not in good in, so Nivedan.nempe@gmail.com.
Yeah, I will write for you.
Nivedan dot
nemp@gmail.com. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that's awesome. Okay, thank you, Nivedan. Ashwini, you have anything, final closing remarks before we are done with this session?
I think it was a quick, short interaction with Nivedan, and I have spoken to him several times. So every time I hear him, it's something new point he gives us. So I think he's just an amazing person to talk and a great motivator, especially for young minds, as people who are all here. Where I think it's a great inspiration session. And I hope people here, we have around 300 people, participants here. And yes, every time BMS, I see like so many students becoming an entrepreneur. So I hope one of you would come, in future also would become something like Nivedan and even achieve a lot of your dreams. And all the best to all the students. And it was a great session, in fact. And thank you, Dr. Abhishek, for inviting. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
And yeah, thank you so much. Finally, I want to wind up. Frankly speaking, I'm not a rank student. I'm not at all a rank student. I'm just an average student, okay, with a lot of big dreams. So that's what I always want to, conclude. You should be a really big dreamer. Okay, you should dream in such a way that your dream should be laughing for others. Like, they should laugh on you. That should be your dream, and yes, you become a successful, definitely.
Yeah, thank you, Nivedan. I'm sure it was really interesting session, and we have a lot of crazy students in the class. That's what. So this is the 5th class which we have, and we had multiple speakers like you, and also a lot of sessions they're having on entrepreneurship. And many of them, I can see that out of this 300 in this Zoom, and there's another Zoom, I can see around 50 more people who are attending this session in the other Zoom. So both of them, I see that almost together 500 registrations we have got for this course, and there is the amount of craziness I see in the class is really high. The amount of hard work they're putting to become a great entrepreneurs is really good. Thanks a lot for motivating us.
This is the right time. This is the right time to become an entrepreneur, because there are a lot of new revolution is going on. And if we can resolve a problem, if we can solve the simple problem, and believe me, you become a really, really big business person.
Yeah, thank you, Nivedan. And thank you, Dr. Ashwini, for bringing Nivedan to this wonderful class and making it possible. Thank you to both of you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.